Fertilizer, doing Shop Talk AKA. With the present coronavirus situation going on, a lot of people are gardening at home. I understand it's hard to get seeds, it's hard to get materials, things like that. So I wanted to do a little talking about information highways, pathways of acquiring things, okay? Obviously the internet is the best place to do all of this. You can have it shipped in. I understand Amazon is more interested in shipping the essentials right now than they are everything, which thank God makes sense because that's what we need in this unbelievable situation. And that's all I'll say about how I feel about the coronavirus outbreak, other than it's going to be a travesty and we're going to pay hard for this. So if we're going to be gardening, let's look at some ways to either learn how to garden or improve our gardening skills or become more aware. This is the Western Garden Sunset book, or Sunset Western Garden book. I always say it backwards ever since. And this is the last edition. There's a new edition that's even more spectacular. You have color pages, you have all kinds of plant descriptions, and it's broken down into zones, which is the most important thing for the Western United States because it goes from Alaska over to Colorado, and then into Hawaii, obviously Nevada, Arizona, California, Oregon, Washington, Utah. Okay, so having that information alone is a great aid in plant selection. Okay, again, if you have a local nursery, that's probably your best bet if they're really a good nursery. Right now with this coronavirus, that's kind of rough. So looking up things online or acquiring a book like this is great. And now the next part of this book that's so spectacular, okay, I say spectacular, is they have a small color plant guide for various situations like shade, rock gardens, trees, shrubs, where they give you, again, zones, what they do. Then they go into their encyclopedia. The encyclopedia is this entire section here, where you go way over to here, where the Zoysia, I believe, is the last thing in Z, and where you get all the way over to here, and this is all, like just what it says. It's an encyclopedia of plants, typically listed by botanical names, okay? Gives common names underneath that, so that's a little confusing for the layperson at first because the names are kind of a pain. It is Latin. It is a way of providing a taxonomic reference that's as adequate or accurate as possible. These names change all the time. Some of the common names can be the same common name for various different, completely different species of plants. So that's a local, kind of a local thing, common names. So this can help straighten some of that out, okay? Many times they will say that this is the name has been changed, this is now the new name, and cross-references back with the old name, because in some supply areas, those changes come very slowly. It's a very good guide. It's a big help, okay, especially if you love gardening. Then what they do is they just go into a gardening guide, okay? It's kind of like taking Horticulture 101, and you can probably read all of this in a day, okay? Some of it you may or may not be interested in, but they talk about how soil preparation, which we've talked a little bit about, okay? Talk about, how to stake, how to plant, how to dig holes, all this basic horticulture that actually a lot of people forget. And by refreshing this, they can actually improve their gardening techniques, which improves either their property or their room or whatever it is they're growing, okay? Just because you grow African violets in your basement doesn't mean you're not a gardener. Come on, I mean, And as you folks do this, it really is, it's very helpful. It's a really good place to start. It does not answer everything or cover the entirety of horticulture, but for one volume of book, and I forgot how much this even was. I don't remember. It was about $30 or something. It was an incredible amount of information for the price, okay? And then for the plant name person, there is a section right in the very back that tries to help you be able to pronounce these plant names and kind of take some of the stigma out of it, especially some of the things like tracheospermum, which is, morning, which is just star jasmine, but tracheospermum that's a tough one, and brachychitin and some of those. So I wholeheartedly recommend this. I am not paid to do this. This is not a paid advertisement. This is something that I found is a good guide and a good help. If you're completely online, you can access this online also. I believe they have their own app. I'm not that up to date on all of the digital horticultural practices, which I probably should start getting more and more into. But again, something that can be a great aid. You can maybe learn some stuff, enjoy things, have a good time, and be safe, okay? Again, the coronavirus is not a joke. This is a serious situation, and we need to heed the warnings that we're given. Again, John from JPW Fertilizer, go to the website, check it out. We now have a buy page where you can buy small quantities, quarts, gallons, 20-pound bags, all right?